coloring and food markers, just like our junk black ink.
So hey everybody, it is Erin Reed, and I am being very quiet. I'm in the back of Lawn Fawn, and this is a Lawn Fawn class from Creativation 2020. I know this is my last video was previously, but here we go. So this is the beginning of a Lawn Fawn. So I'm going to stop and just listen.
They can try all of those different types of inks, find out which are their favorites, and then they're going to want to get the bigger ones. You know, when you're stamping a lot, like with the black ink all the time with your stamping, it's nice to have the baby compact. It's a great way to introduce someone to Copic-friendly inks. I would put it right next to your Copic markers in your store, you know, or find them on a website. It'd be really great. We have our templates for review mill to make it easier to line up, and we have brand new stencils I'm so excited about. So we've never done stencils before, and so when we started doing it, I thought, well, what would a Lawn Fawn fan want in a stencil? What would I want in a stencil? And I want to be able to make scenes. So you'll see that what these are is we've got grasses and hills and clouds. We've put grid lines on them for all the type A people. Who are my type A people? Because that's me. I'm type AAA. And I like things to line up. So I have grid lines there for helping line up. If you don't like grid lines, just ignore them. And what they have is these stencils have both the positive and the negative. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to do your grass. Yeah, so you're going to go ahead and you're going to do your grass just like that. Yeah. So they're going to be on top. And you're going to do all your inking. Then the top is your mask. So that's going to protect your grass when you're adding your sky. All in one stencil. So you're not having to cut something special or try to protect the grass with a piece of Post-it. It's all in one and you just shift it right down and protect it. And I love that about it. We also have one that helps you make clouds and one that helps you make this whole body scene. We have beautiful samples in the booth. And later on, you guys can go up there and see all of the different types of stencils that we have. Here's some new little extra goodies. So for you guys that might have a gift type section in your store, I know there's a lot of craft stores that are starting to carry little gift items, little presents and things like that. We have two cute new enamel pins, and one of them glows in the dark. We have a new tote bag. So I love the tote bags. They're made in the US, like most of our products. They're 100% cotton, and they're screen printed right in our backyard, and they're super cute. And we put Upon a Star, one of our most popular stamp sets, on there. Here's our little hedgehogs one, so they're super cute. And we were able to lower the price down to $15 from $18, so which is really great because I think it's kind of a better price point. It sits right at the price of the stamp set, so I think that's really going to help them move in the stores. It's also really nice to have up by the front. It's nice to get to buy someone or to buy yourself, so they're super cute. We have new little onesies because my son has to wear Lawn Fawn. They're really cute. So for those of you that have a section in your store where that would work out really well, they are adorable. And if you don't, that's okay. Just come look at them in the booth because they're really, really cute. I keep hoping he'll be big enough to fit in it when he leaves the hospital. So, we've got some new little mini notebooks. I love these. They're $6 retail price point, really cheap. You get 2 notebooks in there, and they're really fun to decorate. So you don't need to decorate them, but we're stampers, so we're going to decorate them. And so they're really fun. I like using letters and putting someone's name on them and giving them a dance. They're really cute. We have them all over the office. It's how we keep track of everything now. So if you're going to write notes, it might as well be in a cute notebook. And then we have some new paper collections. So we did a Snow Day remix for the holidays. It was a 5-year-old collection that we brought back. We actually had to reorder it 3 times. Like you could not keep it in stock because people wanted that collection back. So we thought, well, why don't we try that with Public Sunshine, one of our most popular collections 5 years ago. There's either 1 new Lawn Fawn fans that have never gotten to play with it before that have wanted to, or 2 old Lawn Fawn fans that ran out of their hoarded section. So now they can hoard more things because we got it back. And we've kind of reimagined it a little bit. We brought it down to a 6-paper collection, took out things that were a little bit older, like those old strips and journaling cards and things we used to have, and then made them all a little more card maker focused, which will make them do really well. And then we have Dandy Day. Dandy Day is really cute. It has these cute dandelions on it. And the colors should look familiar. They're like Spiffy Speckles and Watercolor Wishes, which are 2 paper collections that we will continue to order. We consider them staples. So they're not going away. We just keep reordering them, along with our Really Babo. And so these are going to match perfectly with that. These 2 collections also coordinate really nicely, too. So that's our new release. We've been working really hard on it. It's so fun. It's actually really easy to make cards because obviously we made 32 different cards just for the things here at the show. We were able to do that pretty quickly and easily because the sets just mix and match together so nicely. So what we're going to start off with is we are going to learn how to make a magic iris. So you guys are going to take out the kit that looks, the piece in your kit that looks kind of like this. And we're going to be learning how to put one of these together. And we're going to go slowly, step by step, so that you guys really learn. It's definitely something brand new for some of us that haven't learned in the class earlier this morning. So it's going to be really fun to kind of learn how to put it together. And once again, I apologize for my out of breath.
Don't pass out.
For those of you just joining in, we are live in a Lawn Fawn class, and we are going to be doing the magic iris. So this is the kit for that. I'll be making it at home, but just to show you live what it's like to be in a class.
Right now she's not an energizer bunny though, so she's just forgetting that.
Yeah.
And sorry about my gimbal being a little bit funny. I'm not sure what's going on here. You can see part of this, and I don't know why.
And you're going to see a ring. Kind of looks like it has like a nuclear system.
See if I can
on
fix
it,
that for you
or,
guys.
if anyone's a Back to the Future fan, flex capacitor. This one, we've pre-die cut these for you, but your customer would die cut a ring and then die cut the flux capacitor from it. I'm not saying a trademark for that. And then you guys are going to take out what I call the sausage.
Oops, I changed my camera.
Because they look like sausages.
There we go. Now my gimbal's
like
gone.
one of those like kind of balloons that you're making like balloon animals with. Yeah.
At any point during this, you guys, if you're not understanding what Kelly's saying or you have a question, just throw your hand up and I will come and help you for sure.
And so these are the pieces we're going to be working with. The other thing we're going to be working with is some pretty specific adhesive. So we're going to be using dot runner. So we have some for you if you guys don't happen to have any with you. But the reason we're going to be using dot runner is it's very easy to remove and fix if something goes wrong. So as you're teaching this to students, it's really nice to have that ability. If somebody brings out that combo extreme or that red line tape, it's like forget it. You can't take it apart, it's going to be ripped up. The nice thing about using the dot runner is it gives you a little leeway. So if you have a dot runner, use that. If not, we have some on the sides of the tables here and we can all share. And you're not using too much tape, so it'll be fine.
If we could spread the dot runners out, you guys, so maybe they're between two people so that they can get down the row.
Oh,
and if you have your own, that's awesome. But it is really important we're using a dot runner for this part. So just make sure they get spread out and share amongst two or three.
And the other important feature for this is a mini glue dot. So we have a mini glue dot that we're going to be using. That's the 3/16 of an inch size. They're called the mini size. You know, there's the micro, which is like the super small, not that one, the mini. This is not sponsored by glue dots. I just really like them. And they work perfectly on this. So if you have a store, I would merchandise it that way. I would put your magic iris and I would put those glue dots right next to it. I would even bundle like the magic iris and an add-on and give them the glue dots for free. Even do something a little bit special like that is a really great way. It's not going to cost you a lot, and it's going to be a great way to keep your customers happy. Also, just putting everything that they need, the dot runner, the magic iris die, the glue dots, will be really helpful for them too. And I think it'll move to your store that might be a little bit different too. It's a nice companion thing. So you're going to take out this guy. We're going to take one of our sausages. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to take the sausage and we're going to be putting it into one of these slots and pushing it all the way up to the outside edge. So it's going to look like this. And the inside curve of the sausage is going to match the inside curve of the magic iris. And that's going to be that hot pink side is going to be the one facing out. That'll also be the only side that'll line up nicely. And then I'll repeat that. So we're going to be doing that 3 times. So then you're going to take your, you got your one sausage here. You're going to take your next one, and once again, you're going to put it in the slot. You're going to move it all the way up to the top of the slot, which is the outside edge. You're not going to put it in backwards like I just did. So what happens when you try to do things in front of you, you know? And then you're going to line up that circle. So it's going to start looking like this. So now you're going to have 2 of those, and they're going to be lined up with that inside edge. Then we're going to take our third one and do the same thing. So I'm going to walk here so you guys can see a little bit in the back here. We're going to take that sausage and we're going to go ahead and line that up in the slot, pushing it all the way to that outside edge. And now those interior edges should all line up. So they'll look kind of like a ring like this. You're going to want to look at your hot pink side And then,
I had the wrong side.
yes, I usually like to look at the finished edge. Yeah, so that's the way you're, so you're gonna wanna have your pink side up. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. So how's that going? How are your guys's? No, they're actually just gonna be hanging out there. We're not using tape runner just yet.
Pretend they're all in there. I'll do this
So
at
it's
home on
gonna
video.
look
It's kind of hard one-handed.
like this when it's flat on your table. I just can't hold all three pieces up in the air. So all of your three sausages are gonna be lined up, so they're all the way to the edge. You're gonna see some of these little nubs sticking out the outside, that's okay. And then we're going to have the inside, it's gonna be nice and clean, because everything's gonna line up. Does that make sense? And so as a note, when you have these, and we're talking about the inside lining up, it's just a little trick, you know, this is exaggerated, but you don't want things in all the way in and you don't want things out. You want to make sure it's just lined up. And I'll actually take my hands and kind of like force everything to line up in the middle, like that. So you'll notice on your little sausages, there's an X marks the spot, and I put it in hot pink here on mine. That's where we're going to put those mini glue dots. So I suggest, you'll see we have little strips and we can pass them down. What you're going to want to do is you can just take it straight off the strip and attach it on.
Everybody only needs 3, so you can rip the sheets apart. If somebody needs some, let me know.
Okay, we've got lots of extra glue dots, and you're going to put a glue dot on the outside, so it's going on the hot pink, and you're going to put it at those X marks the spots. And in my case, I put a little pink X.
So those of you who are just jumping in, this is live at the Lawn Fawn class, and they're working on the iris, the new iris die. So this is a little bit of a live intro and how Kelly is actually teaching how to make this card. Let me show you what the finished card looks like.
If they're a different size, it's not going to work.
And we have lots of glue dots if you need any.
Yeah, anybody else need glue dots?
That is what the finished card looks like, and if you notice, it opens, and so it opens to reveal the happy birthday. It's really cool. We're gonna do this home together.
Are you starting to look good there? All right, so the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking one of our plain rings. It's going to be a plain white ring. And we're going to be putting that on top like this. And when we put it on top, we want to make sure that our sausages are all lined up. So that inside ring is all nice and clean. I obviously like to put it on my work surface. Don't put it in the air like I am. And then you're going to take this guy and just lay it right on top. And it's going to attach to those glue dots. So you're going to have something that looks like this when you're done. And you'll see I have white and craft here just to have a nice contrast, but you guys have the white and the kind of hot pink color.
Make sure that inner circle is lined up really nicely with your white ring, that red part of your sausages, before you put down that top white ring.
And if you're going to cook it, you can just pop those glue dots right off. That makes it nice and easy. This one's a great one because if you make a mistake, you can just kind of add stuff.
You're welcome, guys. And yes, I did check with them. They were totally okay with me doing this.
All right, so right now you have something that kind of looks like this. We're going to flip that over to the back. And you're going to notice on the back that the die is created almost like these little bracket things where I've got my hot pink here. So if you look at your die, there should be like an imprint of like a little bracket, and there will be 3 of them around the ring. That's where we're going to be putting that dot runner adhesive. So you'll see that I have my hot pink here. That's where your dot runner is going to go. And it's going to go from inside to outside. And what I do is I just take that tape runner and I line it up where that marking is that the die made, and I just do my 3 strips of dot runner. And then you can always share with your neighbor if you're sharing. So we're going to end up with a ring that's got 3 strips of our dot runner, kind of equidistant from each other, lining up with those 3 little notches the die made. We were talking about this in the other class, but it's one of my favorite sounds ever is the sound of those little dots. How you guys doing? Good? All right, so you're gonna have some white pieces. I call them stabilizers. They look kind of like this, got a curve on either end. So you should have 3 of them. We're gonna find our 3 stabilizers. And what we're gonna do is you'll notice there's a curve at the end. That curve is gonna line up with that inside curve of your magic iris. And you're gonna attach those down to that dot runner that you just added. And so you're gonna end up with 3 around there. So you're gonna take that and line up the curve on the inside there and tape those right on like this. And you're gonna end up with something that looks like this. This is when I feel like I'm on a cooking show. I got my next one prepared. Oh. Except we're not on a cooking show, which is very terrible. I don't know what my son's gonna eat. Okay.
How's everybody doing?
We're gonna get some. Anybody else missing stabilizers?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. It's here when you're excited. Yeah, this is gonna be your next piece. So you go, and if I remember right, it's gonna be right about there.
So everybody who's just jumping on, we are live with Lawn Fawn. We're finding a couple pieces that somebody doesn't have. They're doing the new iris die set to make the new cards.
All right, so are your
go.
rings starting to kind of look like this? All right. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take out your tab, and I was joking, it looks like a tub. And I believe yours are pink. Yes. And we're gonna take our kind of lifesaver looking thing at this point, and we're gonna flip it to the front.
I don't want you to get behind.
And this first step, we're gonna try it without any adhesive first. We're gonna practice. So you'll notice there's 3 stabilizers. They're all the same. They're equidistant from each other. I want you guys to pick one, and I want you to put one of your fingers on it. Then I want you to go immediately to the right of your finger, and that's where this tab is gonna go. So that's immediately to the right of my finger. You'll notice that the tab has a curve, just like our stabilizers did. It's gonna line up right with the inside.
And it's gonna go immediately to the right to make a little V.
Yes,
And it
so,
almost touches the stabilizer. You want it
Yeah.
like not far up.
sorry, I hadn't explained that.
Oh, sorry.
So we're gonna have that curve there, and then we're gonna shift it over so that the edge of the tab kind of lines up with that edge of the stabilizer. See how we made a V in there that Jen was just talking about? That's how it's gonna line up. So if you have something that's looking like this, where you've got a stabilizer and you've got your tongue immediately to the right and you've got a V shape, you know you're in the right place. You can take that off and put a little dot runner on the back. I do it just about a third of the way up, because I don't want there to be too much dot runner, or it'll get in the way of the movement of it. And then we're gonna attach that back down. Once again, immediately to the right of our stabilizer, curve is lined up, our edges are kind of meeting, and we've got a V right in there. And so you should have something that looks like this. How are you guys doing with your tab? Good? All right. So we're going to have this looking thing now, and we're going to take out our next white ring, plain white ring. And this plain white ring is going to you're just going to lay it right on top. That's it. Then we're going to take that dot runner, and see where I've got my hot pink again here, my pink highlighter? We're going to put our dot runner on the 3 stabilizers like that. And we'll wait till we all do that, and we'll do the next part.
So that's on the back.
Yeah, so you should be looking at the front, so you should be looking at your pink tab. You should be able to see the whole pink tab. We're going to put our ring over that, and then we're going to put our dot runner on the fronts here of these stabilizers. So it should look like that when you're looking at it. And that pink I have on there should be where your adhesive is. then the next step is that these need to hug around the ring. But we don't want it to be too tight. Because when it's too tight, it's not going to move, right? So we're going to lightly hug them around. And when you do that, it's not going to line up to the inside. So that's how you're going to know you did it right. You're going to have a gap here. So you want to lightly hug these around. And I'm going to repeat this again. And all three of them are going to lightly hug around and adhere down. So we're going to have our tape runner that's on our stabilizers.
So you're laying down that other circle.
We've got our other plain white circle that's been laid down just willy-nilly, right?
We don't tape it down?
No, just move the screw, just laying it on. That's okay. That's why we use the dot runner. So you can pop that. And the dot runner, you can take your finger and just rub it right off.
There we go.
Then you're going to take those stabilizers and they're going to hug, lightly hug around to
You
all
don't want
three.
them to reach that inner circle.
It won't reach the inner circle. It doesn't need to look nice. This is going to get covered up. And you should end up with something that looks like
How are we doing?
Not good.
this.
How we doing?
So you'll have your tab and you'll have your stabilizers lightly hugging around. Does everyone have something
I'm
that
not
looks
making
like
the
that?
card right now. I'm taking it home and making the card.
Anyone have any questions about what it should look like at this
We'll do the
point?
card together on video.
All right, so once you guys have this together, we're gonna close our iris. So you're gonna see that it works. So we're gonna take it, mine does not close, the big ones don't work. They're not stable enough. So you're gonna go ahead and close that window.
Yeah.
We're gonna show you that for now. 'cause I don't
Are you guys moving? Are you moving and shaking?
finish talking to her 1 second and then I can speak to her. 1 minute.
So you should have a closed window right now.
We're gonna put shoes like that. So you'll have them on the outside of that top.
So is your window looking closed?
They're around the outside, not
And if anybody's isn't opening, let us know. Okay, we'll go around and help and then we'll do the next step.
You getting it?
Isn't it cool? I do.
Is yours open and close?
I did one this morning.
Oh, there it is. And that's the iris.
That is so
Very
cool.
cool. So it's a lot of work to figure out how to do that, but it's pretty cool.
I'm second generation, so. What? Second generation. We're gonna do.
Yeah. We learned it round one. So for those of you just jumping in, we are live at the Lawn Fawn class. So we're here with Kelly and Jen, and they just taught us how to do the iris, and it is pretty darn cool. So if you missed the live iris and how her explanation and her little props and stuff about how to do that, you can always go back and watch this in a second. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off because they're going to go through and do the other cards, which I will do at home. Thank you guys so much for jumping in and watching Lawn Fawn class live. A little sneak peek here at Creativation 2020, and I will be back again with more videos. Maybe later today, we'll see, but definitely tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
And then